Yes, this is Greg Smith, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 3 secrets between the mindset of a wealthy person and a broke person. And so let's dive right into secret number 1. Secret number 1 is this, is wealthy people have learned to disassociate time with money. Disassociating time with money. So what do I mean by that is when I was broke, all I could think about was how can I make more money for my time? How could I get a higher salary? How could I make more money per hour? And I heard this concept, and the concept was this, is that profits are better than wages. Profits are better than wages. And I remember I used to drive to work an hour every single day. I'd drive to work, I had an hour drive home. Back then, CDs were cool. If you don't know what CDs are, you're just young. But if you're like me, you know what CDs are. So I'd listen to a CD to and from work every single day. And in this CD, this guy named Jim Rohn would talk about how profits are better than wages. And here I was driving to work to go work for a wage, which is nothing wrong with that. But you can't become wealthy by working for a wage. And I was trying to make more money per hour or more money per year. And in the end, I only have so many years in my life and I only have so many hours in the day. And so I realized that there is a limit to how much money you could be making per hour. And the way that people get wealthy and the way that wealthy people think is that they actually get paid for value. They get paid for value, not time. Paid for value and not time. And that's why some people can have $5,000 an hour. They're really not getting paid for the hour. They're getting paid for the value that they deliver within that time. And so in order to become wealthy, you have to learn to disassociate your time, disassociate your work effort from the profit or the money that you're making. And truly wealthy people, this is why if you've ever heard of residual income or cash flow that comes in, when you do that, you're disassociating your work, your efforts, and your time for the money that's coming in. So secret number 1 is disassociate time with money. Secret number 2 is this. Secret number 2 is that you plus you equals you. You plus you equals you. And so most people that are broke only think about you plus you, what you can get done or how you can do more. And what the wealthy have really understood is it's not about the how, it's about the who. It's about the who. Who can help you? So you plus 10 equals 10x. So you plus 10 others is 10x. You plus 50 others is 50x. So the concept that I heard in that same CD driving to and from work every single day, actually this was a different CD, but it was the same time I was listening to these 2 different guys, and this one guy shared this one tip, and he said, it's the 500-hour-a-week rule. The 500-hour-a-week rule. How do you work 500 hours in a week? Well, if you've learned by secret number 1 is you can't. So you have to learn how to disassociate your time from the effort that's being put forth in. So how do you do it? Is you leverage others. You leverage who. So you stop thinking about how so much and you start thinking about who. Are you in a position where you can leverage other people's efforts to build your wealth? If you think the wealthiest people are the people who are leveraging their time, leveraging their efforts off of other people's time. All right? So if you learn to disassociate your time from money, and then you come into the secret number 2 and you learn the 500-hour rule week, you'll start to look at how can I make profit more than just my wage. And the way that you do that is you stop thinking about how and you start thinking about who. And that's the reason there's a saying that says your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. So start accumulating the who's more than you start accumulating the hows. And that is secret number 2. Secret number 3. Secret number 3 is this, is that wealthy mindset people have a mindset that long-term freedom is greater than momentary pleasure. Long-term freedom is greater than momentary pleasure. And here's the deal with that, because I really struggled with this growing up in kind of a poor middle class lifestyle and then starting to acquire money and have success in business is I always equated buying things and spending money to my happiness. I thought that if I acquired more stuff or I had a different car or I had a different home, that ultimately I would be happier. In reality, what I found out is that spending does not equate to happiness. Happiness is a state of mind. And how can I have a better state of mind? Well, by having long-term financial security. And so learning how to take money and not spend it every single month and start to invest it to acquire some net worth and to acquire some freedom and to acquire an asset or some cash flow that makes me more financially secure, in turn has created more happiness for me. And all of my wealthy friends I know have more happiness in their life because they understand the third secret, which is that long-term financial security is better than momentary pleasure. That's not to say that you should rob yourself of momentary pleasures. You know, I have a very specific amount, it's a percentage of my income that goes into my freedom fund. And that every month is made to spend on things that are momentary pleasures or maybe experiences. However, when I was broke, I didn't have money to do that. If I got real with where I was and I started looking at long-term security, I started paying off debt and I started earning the right to have more momentary pleasures while I could still be financially stable in the long run. So the difference in between having a broke or a wealthy mindset for secret number 3 is understanding that long-term financial security will always outweigh momentary pleasures. All right, so that is it for today's episode. I wanted to share with you 3 mindset secrets between those that are wealthy and those that are broke. So just to recap, number 1 was disassociating your money and your time and understanding that profits are better than wages. And that is the real way to accumulate real wealth. Number 2 is understanding that it's more about the network to create your net worth and not so much the how, but more of the who, because you plus you equals you and you plus 10 others equals 10x. All right. And then secret number 3 was long-term freedom is greater than short-term monetary pleasure. All right, so that is it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the subscribe button, get notifications. Until next time, rise above.